All right, we're live, and there seems to be already a good amount of people dropping in. Let's wait a couple of minutes and then get started with today's show.
I think we can start now. Either way, we will have a recording at the end of the webinar for everyone to see.
Good. Well then, hey, welcome to the Sellforte's Founders Product Demo. Today's event is all about the latest and greatest product development through real-life use cases. So how the product is actually used by our customers in their day-to-day work. And the best part actually is that the participants can ask questions on the go. So please feel free to drop your questions and messages to the chat on top of the screen whenever you got those, so we can address them at the kind of later stage of the presentation. Just briefly, my name is Chris Kervinen. I'm currently the Senior Manager of the E-commerce and D2C segment. And with me, I have the one and only Juha Nuutinen, CEO and co-founder of Sellforte. How are you feeling about today's demo, Juha?
I'm so nervous. I don't remember last time when I have been so nervous. And by the way, we are living very dangerously. So kind of simulating data for the demo that looks real is like more difficult problem than marketing mix modeling itself. So it was like last minute. So kind of I hope you can kind of forgive me if this is not like fully rehearsed until the last kind of comma. So
no, we're kind of it will go well, and kind of just picture me naked whenever you're too nervous, and that'll get the worst out of the way. Yeah, just briefly about today's content. We have like 5 different kind of themes or topics to go through. So kind of first of all, data connectors, then the marketing dashboard, then continuing to the campaign dashboard, media optimizer, and kind of last but not least, the Q&A session at the end of the set. So I'll stop sharing my screen now, and kind of Juha, you can take it away from here.
All right. So today we will see together in Sellforte demo, first of all, how to connect data to Sellforte. Second, how to pull strategic insights from the marketing data using Sellforte. Then how to kind of optimize more tactical campaign optimization using Sellforte. And then final topic is how to use Sellforte for budgeting and planning future media budgets. And most importantly, I'm looking forward to the questions section. And so please write if you have any questions at any point of time. And I'm sure Carmen and Chris will help us out to kind of curate the questions so that we can then go through the answers to your questions in the end. All right, but hey, I guess we can get started already with the first one. So how to connect data to Sellforte. So let me just start beaming. All right. I hope you can see my screen right now.
Yes.
All right. So this is how it works. So this is like a clean user interface at the moment. So no data connectors have been connected yet. But now, as a user, I would like to connect my first data connector. So let's, for example, start with Google Ads. So I'm going to show you how the process works inside our tool. So you simply kind of click Google Ads, create a new connector. It takes something like 10 seconds when all the like background operations are running. And when it's finished, very soon.
Can you explain a bit?
Oh, this is not a demo effect.
What does this connector do on the background?
So the reason why we are connecting via data connectors is that we can basically just authenticate once, and then we can basically forget all the kind of data automatically flows to Sellforte, and we get the data in exactly the right data schema. And also a benefit is that we not only kind of do a kind of one-time data dump. We also, by the way, I think I need to. It basically never takes so long. So let me try to refresh my screen, because I think I practiced too much before we started this kind of started this demo session, I guess. So basically how it works, let's refresh and restart. So what happens is that that kind of all the resources are created in the background, and then the user is redirected to the Fivetran data connector screen. So you can press continue. Then the customer simply adds this like customer ID of the Google Ads account and does the authorization flow. For example, I am one of the users of Sellforte's own Google Ads account, so I can basically use my my own Juha at sellforte.com credentials to authenticate. Then I press continue, and what happens now is that I just need to kind of select if I want to sync all of the accounts or select among specific accounts. I'm just going to sync all of the accounts right now. Save and test. And now this like when the data connection is created, it's also kind of doing some tests in the background to ensure that this like data connection is solid, doesn't break down, and also kind of it's taking some test data and validating the fields that are used in our MMM schema. So for example, now kind of Sellforte's own Google Ads account is connected to Sellforte's marketing mix modeling platform. And now we have Google Ads active. We would repeat this process for all of the data sources we would like to connect to marketing mix modeling. So for example, Facebook ads could be the next one. We are supporting Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4 as analytics platforms, and then we have like Facebook ads, Google ads, all of the main advertising channels also kind of included in our native data connectors. So the kind of really the good thing here is that it takes 10 minutes to set up. You never need to touch it again, and automatically the right kind of data flows to Sellforte. So I now kind of jump to the demo environment in a different sheet, but basically what starts to happen after this data data sources are authenticated, we automatically get the data we need, for example, from Google Ads in the exact format that we need for the MMM. So all the kind of modeling can be automated after this data is authenticated. So that is the first step on how to connect data to Sellforte. It's very simple. Typically, I think it takes somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes with customers to basically authenticate all of their ad accounts. Sometimes, of course, we have data that is not possible to get via APIs, like TV data or sales data. So then we use our offline data template to get these data sources connected to Sellforte. But that's another story. Let's focus on like the digital data sources today and e-commerce sales. And maybe just to add one more thing, so kind of if you are using Shopify, Magento, BigCommerce, one of these like e-commerce platforms that has a data connector in Fivetran, it's like super simple to get started with MMM. All right, Chris. What did we have as that was the appetizer, I guess, right?
Yeah. Now we've connected the data, but like where does it go and what does it look like when we have connected all the data sources?
Yes. So what happens after you have connected data sources? The model is automatically calibrated. The model is automatically run to marketing dashboard. So you can take a look here. So this is our marketing dashboard. So this is where the kind of output of the marketing mix modeling is dashboarded to the user. I call this Palantir because Palantir, of course, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, first of all, so I love it. And you know, this Palantir is the seeing stone in Lord of the Rings. So kind of you can see all events that are happening in kind of other parts of the world, and you can also see events happening in the history. So kind of even long time ago. So I think this is exactly like Palantir. So kind of you can see the current marketing performance, but you can also see marketing performance for the full duration of the history, kind of as long as the data goes. So for example, here I'm looking at maybe I quickly illustrate show how this user interface works. So on the top left corner, you have these media metrics, so spend, impressions, clicks, conversions, conversion values, all of these metrics, like also TRPs for TV, and kind of all of conversion rates and average order values you have kind of included in this like top left graph. So we basically have all the data that comes from ad platforms easily visualized in the top left corner. Then on the bottom left corner, we have the target KPIs of the modeling. Typically, we prefer to model net sales or demand, real sales data, not only kind of, so basically real sales data of the customer. And we are not happy only kind of showing the modeled sales. We also want to give reference points to our users on, hey, this is what the MMM is saying, but you also want to, of course, compare to the other sources of truth. So that's why also kind of I call it Palantir, because we not only have modeled sales here, we also have attributed sales based on GA4. And we also have attributed revenue based on ad platform attribution. So we want to get all the relevant marketing target KPIs in the model. And on this right-hand side, we have different analysis views. So you can look at the results in table, chart, bubbles view, different kind of visualizations are available here in this side. And I think the main I think the data really tells a story. So kind of first of all, let me give a bit of a background on this example imaginary customer where this is all simulated data, and we have simulated fashion e-commerce, typical kind of media mix, typical sales in this data set. So you can, for example, see that this example customer used to use a lot of Google Shopping until mid 2022, then switched to Google PMax. I think that is probably the biggest change in this media mix. You also see that this Black Friday and Christmas period is very important. So you have a lot of media investments during that period, and of course a lot of sales as well, a lot of discounts, especially on week 47, so Black Friday week. And it's super easy to compare kind of the results, for example, to Google Analytics 4. Of course, in Google Analytics 4, it might be that kind of the attribution only started in, for example, end of 2022. So you basically see almost no attributed sales before you move to GA4. Then you can see that the discount effects are not included. So the base jumps a lot during week 47, but it's unexplained. So kind of I think marketing mix modeling, of course, then gives a bit of a fuller story, because here you can actually see that the bump in sales kind of is a lot of it is explained by promotions and discounts during the Black Friday week. And then of course you have this revenue reported by the ad platform. So what we want to allow the user to do with our user interface is compare how different channels are performing. So for example, here we can see that based on marketing mix modeling, so PMax is the biggest spend, but also performing really well. So the ROI is quite high. When we used to have shopping, it had much lower ROI. So we actually had quite a big performance improvement thanks to switching our investments to PMax. Email has the highest ROI based on marketing mix modeling, but then we also have channels like TikTok and, for example, Meta's Advantage Plus that have really high ROI. Based on marketing mix modeling. Some channels with lower ROI, for example, Criteo, Attraction, some of the kind of price comparison sites, so this is kind of where you see, easy one glance how the kind of marketing performance is. I can also look at, for example, just last 52 weeks, and just with a push of a button, we can also see what does Google Analytics 4 tell you. So GA4 is saying that Google Search Brand is actually the highest performing channel with ROI of 14, and the Bing Search Brand is next up with ROI of 8. There's no difference in PMax when we compare what GA is telling and what marketing mix modeling is telling. So also GA4 is telling that PMax is performing well with an ROI of 5, but you can see here, for example, most of the Meta's channels, paid social channels have 0 ROI. So not a fair view in every aspect.
But hey, Juha,
Yes.
if I would be the kind of Saruman and I would use the Palantir to watch one single campaign, so the campaign of the Fellowship of the Ring, can I analyze just singular campaigns with this tool?
Yeah, very great question. So kind of course, you can just go here in this Palantir and look at hey, how are my campaigns performing during the last week of the period? And for example, switch the view now to campaigns. So here you can see the performance of your different individual campaigns in different markets. So now we have, for example, Germany selected, and we can see that we can see the performance here for every campaign. But to make this comparison easier, we have actually created a new view. So here you can see this campaign dashboard view. So campaign dashboard allows you to compare easily individual campaigns against each other using different attribution sources of truth for attribution easily in comparison. So for example, if we go here and select the last 28 days, and we can, for example, easily see now kind of based on ROI from MMM, what are the best performing campaigns during the past 28 days. So actually kind of even though TikTok prospecting campaign in Germany has 0 ad platform attribution, ROI of only 1 based on Google Analytics 4, but actually MMM is attributing 6 times return on investment on this TikTok campaign. And I think and also kind of good example here is Pinterest campaign. So 0 attribution based on GA4, 0 attribution based on ad platform attribution, but one of the best performing, one of your top campaigns based on marketing mix modeling. So we have really wanted to make it great. This is actually a completely new view that we have just kind of launched last week, so we are still working on it. So please let me know kind of what additional information you would want to see when you are doing a comparison of your campaigns. At least we are going to add like this recommendation bar, so kind of increase, decrease, keep like as a recommendation for each of the campaigns.
This is like only the kind of the past performance, right? So looking at the historical results.
Yes.
What about
Absolutely
if we want to look in the future? Can we do that?
Yes, unfortunately not on campaign level, but on advertising channel level and country level, we can absolutely do. So here, for example, so this is like Sellforte's media optimizer view. So you go optimizer and scenarios, and when you press this plus sign here, you can create a new scenario. So typically we start by creating some kind of scenario on the some kind of reference scenario. So what if we basically repeat what we did during last year second half? So what if we repeat that this during this year? So we can, for example, select from July until end of December, so 26 weeks, and we can take a reference period, the same weeks from last year as the reference. And the question is, what would happen if we basically just did the same investments again this year that we did last year during those periods? And when we basically then run this scenario, it gives you a forecast for your sales on the second half of the year. So if we actually spend exactly the same amount of media investment than last year during the same weeks, so 5.9 million, we would get in total 67 million euros of sales. Out of that, 27 million is the base, so we can actually even update this like base sale assumption here very easily. So kind of if we have a growth trend of 5%, we can easily update the growth trend and recalculate the base scenario using this growth trend. And out of that, promotions, if we just do the same promotions as last year, those drive 13 million of sales, and overall we get 69 million. We can also make it a bit easier and hide these base and promotion for a while, just to kind of focus on media. And here we basically get that last year we spent 2.6 million in Google PMax, and out of that investment we got 12.3 million of incremental sales, and so on. Of course, the interesting point then is that hey, how much performance, how much additional incremental sales can we get if we optimize this mix? So this is how it happens. So we can, for example, create a new scenario with optimized budget and allow the optimizer to have plus minus 30% change in every channel compared to the reference period. So weeks would be the same, but now we would select this like budget optimization as the scenario, and we would select advertising channels and countries. And when we actually kind of now press this plus minus 30% button, it tries to find the solution so that it allows every channel to change investment plus minus 30% compared to the reference period. And when we then kind of just a second. Yeah, we need to also have the same year-on-year growth baseline scenario. Let me just for simplicity put this like 0.0 for both to make these scenarios more easily comparable. So now it's basically kind of optimizing and calculating these scenarios in the background. So if we allow the optimizer plus minus 30%, it's actually kind of recommending to invest a bit less in Google PMax in Germany, a bit more in Google PMax in Italy. So PMax is working better for this specific customer in Italy. A bit more in email advertising in Germany, for example. So country mix looks like this. So for example, this imaginary customer is based in Germany, but Italy is a growth market for them. So seems like they can actually kind of grow more effectively by investing more in their Italian market. And it's easy to change also then view to advertising channels. So kind of Meta Advantage Plus, for example, would be kind of recommended more investment. Or we can even, if we don't want to constrain the optimizer too much, we can even go full range. So we can copy the scenario that we just created. And we press this full range, so that we are not constraining this model, and we are finding kind of the global optimum investment for each of the channels. And now we actually find that some of the channels, this kind of tool wouldn't recommend even to continue, because you would get like a higher marginal ROI on some of the other channels. So, for example, now with the investment of 5.9 million, we would get 28.7 million of incremental sales. So almost 2 million additional incremental sales with the same budget.
Quick question, Juha.
Yes.
Does the optimizer recommend you channels that haven't been used on the kind of reference time period?
Unfortunately not. So it's only rely on every advertiser's own data. So that's why we cannot really get a forecast for a channel that is not used previously. But as soon as the first week of investment is in, this optimizer can already kind of forecast what would happen if we scale this channel. And the more you use this channel, the more experience the model has, the more accurate the forecasts will be.
What about the kind of, does it give you these recommendations also on the weekly level?
Yes, great point. So let me add back this like base and promotion, because this is then kind of really nice feature of the tool is that you can actually kind of use the tool to get recommendation for the weekly budget and for the weekly budget mix on every single week in the future. So for example, if you would like to see kind of what is the recommendation from the optimizer for the performance marketing budget in Italy, you can